Okay, so you're looking into Montessori schools for your child, and let's be honest, it can get a little overwhelming, right? Today, we're going to cut right through all that confusion with a really straightforward checklist. Let's dive in and figure out exactly what to look for to find a truly authentic Montessori school that's just the perfect fit. This is the big question, isn't it? I mean, you see the name on the building, but what does that really mean? How can you be sure you're getting the real deal and not just, a label? That's exactly what we're going to break down. And here's why that question is so incredibly important. This might actually shock you, but the name Montessori isn't trademarked. It's in the public domain. That means literally any preschool or daycare can just slot Montessori on their sign. And that's exactly why you have to know what to look for beyond the name. All right, our first stop on this checklist is all about the physical environment. When you take a tour of a school, what should you actually be seeing? Let's get into the tangible physical clues that tell you if you're in an authentic Montessori classroom. A true Montessori classroom is filled with these very specific, iconic learning materials. You should be able to spot things like the pink tower, which is amazing for teaching size, the brown stair, and number rods. And definitely look for the practical life materials. I'm talking about real-world tools for pouring, spooning, buttoning, all the things that help kids develop concentration and independence. These aren't just toys, they are the fundamental tools of the entire education. This slide shows a really important contrast. Authentic materials, usually made of beautiful natural wood, are designed to be self-correcting. That means a child can see their own mistake without an adult having to point it out. The red flags to watch for? A room just filled with generic plastic toys, a bunch of tablets and screens, or stacks and stacks of worksheets. That's a huge sign that the core philosophy just isn't there. The layout of the room itself is a massive clue. It shouldn't feel chaotic or messy. Instead, you should feel a sense of calm. It should be a beautiful, orderly space. Look for distinct areas for different activities, like a corner for practical life, an area for sensorial work, math, and language. Everything has a place, and that helps children build their own internal sense of order. But, a school is so much more than its materials. The people are the real heart of it. And that brings us to our second point, really understanding the teachers and the school's leadership. This is where you need to be ready to ask some direct questions. And the most important one is this. Are your lead teachers trained and certified in the Montessori method? Don't be afraid to also ask where they got their training and if the school supports them with ongoing professional development. A great school always invests in its teachers. And it's not just about the teachers in the classroom. Zooming out to the school's leadership gives you a real sense of its stability and its heart. Ask them about their core philosophy. What is it, really, beyond just the usual buzzwords? What's their long-term vision for the children in their care? This helps you see if your family's values really align with theirs. All right, we've looked at the things you can literally see and the questions you can ask. But some of the most important parts of Montessori, well, they're things you have to feel. So let's talk about the classroom atmosphere, that intangible vibe. You're going to hear this phrase, freedom within limits, a lot, and it is such a core concept. It does not mean it's a free-for-all where kids run wild. No way. It's a very carefully balanced environment where children have the freedom to choose their work and move around. But, and this is key, that freedom comes with responsibility. It means respecting others, cleaning up after yourself, and following the classroom routines. So what does this flow actually look like in practice? Well, in an ideal classroom, you'll see children totally engaged in all sorts of different activities, moving with a real sense of purpose. The teachers are more like guides, giving individual or small group lessons. The warning signs? An environment that feels either totally chaotic or, on the flip side, uncomfortably silent and rigid, where every single child is being forced to do the exact same thing at the exact same time.
Here is another huge hallmark you should be looking for: mixed-age classrooms. A primary Montessori classroom, for example, will almost always have children from 3 to 6 years old, all learning together in the same room. Now, this isn't some random grouping. It's a fundamental principle of the entire method.
So why does this work so incredibly well? It creates this beautiful little community. The older kids naturally become mentors and leaders, and they actually reinforce their own knowledge by helping the younger ones. And the younger children, they get inspired and learn just by watching their older peers. It fosters collaboration over competition and builds a real sense of family in the classroom. And what about discipline? I know this is a big one for parents. The Montessori approach isn't about timeouts or reward charts. It's all about respectful guidance. Teachers set clear, consistent limits, and when a child makes a mistake, they experience the natural consequence of that action. The goal isn't punishment at all. It's to help the child develop genuine, internal self-control. Okay, we've covered the room, the people, and the philosophy. Now we've come to the final, crucial piece of the puzzle, your relationship with the school. This is all about partnership and finding a place that you can truly, deeply trust. A great school sees parents as partners, not just as customers. So look for signs of really strong, open communication. Do they send regular updates and photos? Are their policies clear and easy to find? When you talk to the office staff, do you feel heard and respected? You should really feel like you're all on the same team. I absolutely love this quote because it just gets right to the point. You can have all the right materials, all the certifications, but an authentic Montessori school has something more. It has a soul. It has a heart. It's a culture of respect and joy that you can actually feel the moment you walk in the door. So after you have checked all the boxes on the list, it really comes down to this, your gut feeling. When you're standing in the school, just take a moment and ask yourself, do I feel a sense of peace here? Do I trust these people with my child? Is there a real culture of mutual respect? This is the final and maybe the most important part of the entire checklist. Ultimately, this checklist is here to give you the framework and the facts you need to make a really informed decision, but that final choice is yours. After you've observed everything and asked all the right questions, the most powerful tool you have is your own intuition. So what is it telling you?